It is being seen as a big win for the Indian government, for the National Investigation Agency. A US court has decided to allow extradition of Tahawwur Rana, the man who allegedly conspired with David Coleman Headley to carry out recce of Mumbai when he was scouting for targets for 26/11. Tahawwur Rana used to run a travel agency, and the allegation that has been made against him by Indian investigators is that he facilitated David Coleman Headley's visit to India by providing false papers. The charge against him is that he was aware of the Lashkar-e-Toiba conspiracy, and yet this Canadian Pakistani national decided to help David Coleman Headley. Now, Indian government's extradition request has been supported by the Biden administration. So even though NIA officials point out that Rana does have the option of appeal, NIA and the Indian government are quite upbeat that with the US government on their side, the extradition could come through very soon and Rana could face trial in India. Now, what are the grounds on which Rana's extradition has been allowed? US Magistrate Judge of the US District Court, Central District of California, Jacqueline Chulizan, she has said this, that as per the extradition treaty between India and the United States of America, prima facie, the guilt of Tahawwur Rana had to be established. Only if the guilt was prima facie established, there was supporting evidence given, could the extradition really happen. So what the court has said is the court has reviewed and considered all of the documents submitted in support and in opposition to the request, and has considered the arguments presented. Based on such review and consideration, and for the reasons discussed, the court makes the findings set forth below and certifies to the Secretary of State of United States of America the extraditability of Rana on the charged offences. So the court has considered the evidence provided by the National Investigation Agency through the United States government and then come to this conclusion. Now, what does this really mean for Indian agencies? Rana will be the first foreign national other than Kasab who could face the Indian law. We've not managed to get David Coleman Headley. Pakistan has repeatedly not proceeded on India's request to hand over Zakirur Rahman Lakhvi or Hafiz Saeed, the masterminds who carried out 26/11. So in that backdrop, if Indian agencies manage to get Tahawwur Rana here to India, there will be more insight as to how really did David Coleman Headley manage to give a slip to immigration, to all other checkpoints. How is it that they subverted the Indian system? B, if there are any other missing links in the chain of criminal conspiracy as far as the 26/11 conspiracy is concerned, though India has handed over dossier after dossier to Pakistan, enumerating the role as far as Kasab and the others who were responsible for terrorizing Mumbai and terrorizing India. Close to 166 people died in that attack. So how were they trained? Who was responsible for picking them, choosing them? All of those details Indian investigators have managed to put together and hand over in that dossier. But Rana coming here could give India more insights. That's number one as far as investigation is concerned. Number two, for him to face trial, like I said, he's originally a Pakistani but a Canadian national. For him to come here and face trial would be a major diplomatic boost as well. Because this would be the first time that anybody is being brought back, being extradited, with such significant terror charges against him. So in that sense also, diplomatically, it will be a huge victory. And this is coming at a time when Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to visit the United States of America. India geopolitically is in a very positive position at the moment. The Russia-Ukraine war and also the role that India is playing as far as geopolitics is concerned. In that backdrop, for United States government to support India as far as our request for extradition of Tahawwur Rana is concerned, that also has to be seen. So when the Prime Minister visits US, ahead of that, there will be a further diplomatic push to ensure that Rana, after this court order, exhausts whatever other legal option he has at the earliest and brought to this country to face the law of the land.